If one could guarantee my safe passage through the Amazon jungle, I would go in a heartbeat. But since that is very unlikely, Ann Patchett's State of Wonder is the closest I could get to that extraordinary, frightening, life-altering experience. It is undoubtedly one of my favorite contemporary novels, and I will attempt to explain why without spoiling your own discovery of the book. So, here we go! After the death of a colleague in the Amazon jungle, Dr. Marina Singh embarks on a journey of a lifetime in trying to discover the circumstances of his death and the scientific advances of the team sent by her pharmaceutical company to research a cure for malaria. It is a testimony of the admiration I have for the way Ann Patchett constructed her main character that I chose Marina Singh as my favorite. Throughout the story, she lives very intense moments in extreme situations, and she is without the shadow of a doubt transformed by this whole experience. However, she manages to maintain the observer status for most of the time, and I find that particularly enriching. Of course, she has internal moments of taking sides, of judgment faced with so much novelty, but what remained with me long after I finished the book was the respect she had for a culture so different to hers. Number 1. The Moral Puzzles. Ann Patchett touches on some delicate and morally sensitive subjects, like the entitled attitude of Westerners, or the elaborate advancements in fertility medicine and the questions of interfering or not with natural circumstances. The debate is never ending, and my point here is not to launch a discussion, but I have to admit that the subtle conclusions of the book agree with my point of view. Either way, it is thought-provoking if nothing else. Number 2. The value of respect. From the very basic survival in the jungle up to the ethical conundrums of medicine, respect seems to be the very fine yet powerful underlining of the book. There is value in courage, and there is value in being a visionary, no doubt about it. Yet being respectful of every living entity may ensure the vision does not surpass the most valuable part of our humanity. Balance is our natural state, and yet so difficult to reach at times. Number 3. The surprising construction of the action. For a book with so many subtle messages, I was surprised to find them amongst passages of thrilling action. Yes, it is the jungle, so one might expect some intense adventures, but nothing prepares you for the sudden bursts of danger and fast-thinking reactions that make the reading experience so exciting. The question is whether or not you choose to disturb the world around you, or if you choose to let it go on as if you had never arrived. That is how one respects indigenous people. If you pay any attention at all, you'll realize that you could never convert them to your way of life anyway. They are an intractable race. Any progress you advance to them will be undone before your back is turned. You might as well come down here to unbend the river. The point then is to observe the life they themselves have put in place and learn from it. Even though the story itself could be almost a thriller novel, I sense a very yin vision of the world in the book. I truly believe in the message of equilibrium and moral balance that it sends out, not to mention it is a very enjoyable read. Consider yourself challenged. Thank you for joining me on a brief cruise through the jungle of Ann Patchett. And don't pack your bags just yet, we're still in Brazil for Saturday's ritual video, and I can tell you it will be exciting. Until then, enjoy your reading!